Let me make sure this mic is working. Okay. Hey everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Giselle and I'm an ultrasound technologist, aka sonographer, that lives out here in Las Vegas and I love all things Disney. And welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I was going to do a video on these RDMS questions. I don't know why I said it like that. RDMS. These RDMS questions that one of you guys had sent in. It was 12 questions and it's to help for their school paper. I thought, hey, why don't I do a video on these because they are great questions. And I love these kinds of things. I love answering these things. And so I thought I'd do a video and respond. But here's my email response to them. And I wanted to say that these are great questions. And I'm excited to just kind of go over them and yeah, chit chat with you guys. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Comment down below if you like any of these question and answer type videos, and we'll get more of them going for you guys. So, yeah, let's just start off with the first question. First question is, what is your goal with your social media presence? And I actually really like this one. No one really has asked me straight up because I've had some of these types of Instagram DMs about questions for your school projects and stuff like that. But essentially, my social media presence goal, it's always changed from the beginning. As far as my page goes, a long time ago, it was just having to do with Disney and then fitness. And then I turned it into ultrasound after 2020. So it's only been a few years where I've been doing the ultrasound thing. But in general, my social media presence, I basically said that I have a few goals. The most important one for me is to help others, whether it be future students, future sonographers, or just those who are curious about the lifestyle of your average sonographer living their dreams. Because truly, I am just an average person. I'm just a sonographer, just like any of you guys out there who just want to do this career. That was me. I was just somebody who wanted to do something that made good money, that was in the healthcare, that was helping other people. And I luckily found it, which was becoming a sonographer. I wanted to share that anything is possible as long as you put your mind to it and that failure happens, but you can still succeed as long as you never give up. I have failed a lot of different times in my life when it came to school, when it came to posting things on social media, starting my journey on different types of journeys. I mean, everybody fails, but at the end of the day, it's how you come back from it, how you get back up when you fall down. And I have been quite open with this. I failed my SPI exam 2 times. I didn't pass it until the 3rd time, so I had to take it 3 times, basically. And, I've failed some classes in college. I'm sure my parents don't know about that, but I did retake them, and I passed them the 2nd time, so it just what matters is that you actually get back up and you try, because if I gave up, if I didn't get back up, I wouldn't be where I am today. So that is kind of my point of my presence on social media. I just want to help other people. I love helping other people. I love educating my patients as a sonographer. I love educating you guys and just bringing you guys along on life with me. And now it's kind of been more into my, wifey era. I just got married, so I want to bring some of that stuff in, kind of like lifestyle stuff. So if you guys like that, it's not just Disney anymore. It's not just fitness anymore. It's going to be everything. So please subscribe or please follow me on Instagram if you like any of those things. Number 2, how long have you been a tech? I've been scanning since 2017. I graduated in May, but I was working as a full sonographer since February 2017. So I'm about 7 years into my career now. Number 3, what is or what made you choose your specialty? So essentially, I'm a general sonographer. That means I do everything like kidneys, abdomen, gallbladder, spleen, OBGYN, pelvic, uterus, pregnant women. I do vascular, that's all the arteries and veins in your body. I can do neurosonography, which is ultrasound of the brain, and I also do pediatrics. That's everything that you scan on a regular person, just as little kids and little babies and neonatal, newborn babies, Pediatrics is another specialty that not a lot of people get to do, but I do that. So I'm very thankful that I do pediatrics. So I do everything except I'm not specialized in MSK, which is very common. Not a lot of people are. And then I'm not specialized in breast. Hopefully one day I get that. I hope to take my OBGYN registry. So I haven't, gotten those letters after my name yet, but I'm hoping to. But even though I don't have that, I still scan OBGYN. So that could be another video at another time. But how did I choose general? I kind of just had to because the program that I went to was a general vascular program. And if I wanted to do cardiac, I would have had to go to another program. So I just kind of fell into my specialty and pediatrics. I kind of fell into too because I did my clinicals in a pediatric hospital. And so just doing pediatrics, you're kind of just like, let's take the pediatric board exam. And it's good to be registered in the things that you do because that just means you know what you're doing, you know what you're looking at. It gives you that credibility that you know what you're looking at. And yeah, I highly recommend you guys choose a specialty that if you don't just go into one just to go into one, choose one that you feel like you could see yourself scanning all the time. Because if you want to do cardiac, for example, you're going to be scanning hearts all the time. If you're somebody who doesn't want to just look at the heart and do that all day, you're better probably off with doing general. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll learn echo. The sky's the limit, and you can always learn different things in this field. So general kind of just fell into my lap because that's what I did. How long did it take for you? Number 4. How long did it take for you to feel confident in your work? And the truth of the matter is, confidence builds over time. You are not going to come out of school confident 100%. You're going to question yourself all the time. And for me, it's about the same as what everyone had told me when I was a student, which was it takes about 5 years to become confident. And that seems like a long time, 5 years to become confident, but trust me, 5 years of scanning, it still feels like you're a student, especially when you're asking questions and seeing things for the first time or going from one place to another place. You're always going to be learning, always going to be seeing new things. So it takes some time to learn pathologies and see different things. I remember the first time I ever saw adenomyomatosis, and now that I had seen that finally, I am confident when I do see it. And before, when I never knew what it was as much, I wasn't confident. So it takes time, especially if you are learning new things. Confidence takes time, and it's okay not to feel confident in your first few years. So 5 years seems like a long time, but really it's not, especially in this field. Because if you think about it, I've only been doing this for 7 years. So only for the last 2 years I felt confident. But I do have a story of when I knew I was confident. So if you would like to hear that, please comment down below and I'll share it. Trust me, a lot of times I still doubt myself. So, number 5, where do you see yourself career wise in the next 5 years? I'm hoping to have a nicer schedule without weekends, with some teaching involved. I'm hoping to be able to help my program that I went through. Not sure how I can get in there. I have had some talks, but it sounds like it's a little bit hard to get in there. So as long as I can do something where I'm teaching, or I would love to do this and be able to travel and do some of those things, but it just kind of depends if I start my own family and stuff like that. So I just want some stability and not have to work the weekends. I've been working weekends for the last 7 years. So we'll see how that goes within the next 5 years. Number 6, how long did it take you to complete school and become certified? So it took me from 2011 to 2017 to graduate. Now, the first 2 years, I was a pre nursing student and some of my classes transferred over, but because I had to go a different route, it just took me a little bit longer. But still, I graduated in 2017. I took my registries in 2017 and I became a sonographer that year. It seems like a long time, but really it's not. And it goes by really fast, you guys. So, don't worry about how long it'll take you to complete or how long it takes to wait for a program, because when you get in there, it goes by fast. So just know that you can become a sonographer within like 4 to 6 years. And it also depends on if you go to a certificate program, an associate's or bachelor's degree. So you've got options. Number 7, How many patients on average do you scan in a day of work? I basically said I scan anywhere from 12 to 18, but it depends on the type of exam. So I work 10-hour shifts, and some exams are quicker than others. If I'm doing procedures, it's much less because procedures take a little bit more time, more paperwork, more talking to the patients and doing certain things, trying to get doctors versus going to do a pleural effusion check that takes like 5 minutes, and a ascites check takes like 5 minutes. OB second and third trimesters, those can take like 15 to 20 minutes, and legs can take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. So it just kind of depends on how difficult it is to get the patient onto my gurney or to get my machine in the patient's room. And you've got some difficult patients that don't want you to do the exam, or you need a nurse to help you. So it can take some time for each exam, and every day is different. But in a in a 10 to 12-hour shift, you can do a lot of exams, and you just want to make sure you're not hurting yourself when you're doing that. But it's a lot of work. It's very busy depending on if you live in a busy area. You can work in a outpatient or a hospital setting, but I do know it's always busy in ultrasound. Number 8. What are some things that you feel you can only learn while on the job? And what I said was basically situational things. When to end an exam, when to say enough is enough with a difficult patient, when to not take so long, when to take your images, especially when you're with a patient, because it's different when you're learning in school and scanning on your classmates versus scanning a patient that's throwing up all over the place or actively bleeding or is coughing. There's so many different situations you're gonna learn while you're only in the job. When to figure out if an exam should or should not be done. For example, if somebody had a CT angio of the neck recently and it was negative, a lot of times you don't really need to do the carotid exam. So these are things that you learn out on the field. How to speak to your patients, how to speak to doctors and nurses, how to write your tech worksheets. There's actually a lot you guys are going to be able to only learn while you're on the job because these are all situational. So half the time you're in clinicals and you're training and you're learning these things, but every place is different. So you kind of just learn as you go, and your school can teach you basics, but everything else will pretty much come with experience and time, and that's okay. That's just kind of how it goes. Number 9, what are your biggest challenges as a tech? Um, and there's a lot of challenges when it comes to sonography, but for me, what I basically said was telling myself that I can only see what I can only see. So you only can see what you can see. You can try as hard as you can to get that pancreas, but if there's a ton of gas over it, there's only so much you can do to get that gas out of the way after you've exhausted all of the ways you could try to find that pancreas, right? I can only describe what I can see and describe everything to my best of my ability. It's hard to not compare yourself to others, but in this field, it happens, and everyone's on their different journeys, right? As a sonographer. So you just have to know that you're doing your best and making sure you're helping the patient to the best of your ability. And it's easy to put yourself down in this field or to doubt yourself. And you have to really try to stay positive as much as you can throughout your days. So I have that challenge where I'm trying not to stress as much at work, and it's a stressful environment in general to be in a hospital setting where, sometimes there are patients in difficult situations. They don't want you to scan them, or there are people that are just telling you to do it this way, but, you don't even know how to get to that patient, or you have to really just stand up for yourself in this field. And so it's quite the challenging thing, but like I said, with everything else, you learn as you go. And it's kind of an up and down experience, and I feel like it's like that in any career, but because I love what I do, it makes it a little bit easier to get through these difficult and stressful times. So I hope that you guys end up loving ultrasound because that'll help you get through your days. Number 10, what is something you wish someone told you prior to becoming a tech? I basically just said you won't know everything and it's okay. Keep on learning, keep on reading. Confidence comes with time, but it will come. And just keep on practicing and never give up. It will be hard, but it will be worth it. And I wish someone told me that beforehand, because then I wouldn't have had to learn that all the way till later on. So, for you guys that are listening and you want to become a sonographer, just know that everything you do, you're going to work so hard and it will be worth it at the end of the day. But just know there's going to be hard days. Getting to your dream job is difficult, but once you're there, you'll look back and you'll just be like, "Oh my gosh, why did I feel like that back then?" I used to cry all the time and just think like, "What am I doing?" and all that stuff. But today, it's pretty amazing to know that I do what I do and I know what I know, and it's really cool. It's a great field to be in, honestly. Number 11, what do you enjoy the most about your work now? And I pretty much said that I like that it gives me a stable career with benefits. It is a career that can make sure that I am providing for my family. Um, I enjoy helping my patients and enjoy learning, and I enjoy working with others who are just as motivated as me. I enjoy that it gives me this confidence, even though it took a while for me to get there. And confidence, it's a whole thing with ultrasound. You can't really go in there and just take images unwillingly and not knowing what you're doing. And it's really cool to know that the person that is doing all this stuff is you. It's very independent. It's all dependent on you. You get to decide what you get to take, what images you're providing for the doctor and the radiologist, and you really have a big say and impact in this patient's life. And it's really amazing to know that we are just very smart people. And I think we don't give ourselves enough credit. And I think other people don't give us enough credit because of the stigma that ultrasound is easy and it's one of the low stress jobs. But really, it's quite demanding. We know a lot of things and we do a lot of stuff to our bodies just to make sure we're getting that perfect image for the doctor. I think it's really incredible the work that we do. And I enjoy being able to just say, hey, I'm a sonographer. And not a lot of people know what that means, but I really do enjoy that. And my last question is, what is your best piece of advice for an aspiring ultrasound tech? So this is question number 12. And my best piece of advice today, because you guys know my page is all about advice and helping you guys out, I pretty much said know that you are going to have to adapt in every situation. That has been a common theme recently around people I've been talking to, people that have been asking me questions, new grads, and speaking to Lynn, who I have this podcast with. We just know that you need to adapt to whatever situation that you're put into. Someone will teach you one thing, and then another person will teach you something else, and you're just going to be like, what? They said to do it this way, and you're saying to do it this way. At the end of the day, there's a lot of different ways to get to the answer that you're trying to get. But you have to know why you're getting to that answer or how you're getting to that answer. You can't just say the artery is red and the vein is blue just because. You're going to have to understand why it's that way. And someone's going to tell you how to do your protocol. But it really is just depending on who taught them and where you're at and where you work. And everybody has been taught ultrasound by a different person in a different way, in a different setting. And you just have to do your best, take it all in, soak all the information that you're going to take in from all these different people you're going to learn from, and then just become the best sonographer that you can be. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to continue to learn and always want to grow, because once you become kind of just satisfied and just floating around in this field, you turn into someone that just kind of doesn't really care anymore. And we don't want that. We want people in this field. We want people doing this job that care about their patients, care about their work, care about what they're learning, what they're doing. And you want to make sure that you're doing the best for that person. What if someone was scanning your mom, dad, sister, brother, grandma, and they didn't know what they were looking at? Just think about how you would want someone to treat you as a patient. And so, to do this job for a very long time and to really enjoy it, I hope that you learn how to keep on growing, keep on learning, even through the bad days. And another thing I said in capitalized letters was work on ergonomics and eventually learn how to stand up for yourself as a sonographer. You'll get what that means in the future. And then I said, good luck. So that last sentence, stand up for yourself as a sonographer, that is only something that we know as sonographers. So if you are a sonographer and you made it this far, comment down below and explain what that means to you because as a sonographer, it's a lot and we go through a lot and yet we still stay in our own lane. We don't really complain as much and we are just fighting to keep our jobs and to make sure that we are doing our best duty as a sonographer. It's a great field to be in. It's only got so much room to grow and to get better. And I'm just excited to be part of that and to be part of the social media presence and to be surrounded by so many smart people in this field. And you're going to be able to see that if you follow all of the ultrasound community on Instagram and YouTube. Everyone is amazing. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for turning in those 12 questions to me. And I hope that you get a good score on your assignment. And for the rest of you who are going into this field, thank you so much for listening. I am here for you on your journey. Don't forget to join our Discord group where you can be part of more people like me and like this, where we just love to talk ultrasound and to help each other on our journeys. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, week, morning, and just stay positive out there. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.